Now, let's go the opposite direction. We are given a rule and we're asked to write the new function, the g of x. So we are told that we're starting with something besides the parent function now, x to the third plus 8. So we have already moved up by 8. And now we want to do f of negative x. Let's refresh our memory on what a negative x in parentheses does. So if we have a negative x in parentheses, that is a reflection over the y-axis, and a negative x to the third power, if the negative x is in parentheses, becomes a negative x to the third outside of parentheses. We already discussed that. All right, so let's note that this is a reflect over y, and I'm also going to remind myself that this affects x only. Remember that when we're doing something horizontal, we just take this value and plug it in everywhere that we see x. Vertical transformations affect the whole function, but horizontal ones affect x only, and they occur inside parentheses with x. So g of x is equal to, I see an x to the third, but I'm going to replace x with negative x in parentheses, cubed, and then plus 8 is still there. And so I will get that g of x is equal to negative x cubed plus 8. Let's take a look at another one. This one has several terms, and we have a 4 on the outside. A number bigger than 1 on the outside of parentheses, so out here in front, is a vertical stretch. Vertical stretch or shrink, but if it's a bigger than 1, it is a stretch. So we have a vertical stretch by 4. So let's go ahead and note that we have a vertical stretch by 4. And I also want to remind myself that it affects the whole function. So I'm not just going to plug in something right there with x. My entire function is affected. So it's going to look like this. G of x is equal to 4 times the entire f of x function. 2x to the third minus x squared plus 1. Let's simplify. We can get rid of these parentheses and say 8x to the third minus 4x squared plus 4, and that is my final transformed g of x function.